Bedrock is an online program with Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio. And on this program, engineer Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio, and other building professionals will come together to provide solutions to issues that are related to construction, engineering, real estate, security, and built environment in general, with the intention of some people live and work in a safe, conducive, and comfortable environment. Join us on Facebook Live every Friday by 4 p.m. on the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye Facebook page. For sponsorship and adverts or inquiries, please call 070 31 37 37 69. Once again, 070 31 37 37 69. The Bedrock on Facebook Live. Join us now and learn from building professionals.
Yeah, what a wonderful opportunity to hold another episode of the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye. I welcome and I appreciate all our viewers throughout the globe for joining us on this fresh edition of the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye. I remember my humble self, Michael Omowale Farinloye, also known as your engineer on radio. If you are joining for the first time, if this is your first time of joining this very podcast, the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye, it comes up every Friday like this by 4 p.m. West African time. So you should be nowhere but on this podcast every Friday, 4 p.m. West African time. What is the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye all about for the grace and for the enlightenment for those who are joining us for the first time today? It's an educative podcast with a vision of providing solutions to issues related to built environment, like building construction, real estate, engineering and services, security, etc., thereby giving room for professionals and non-professionals to learn. Is a podcast where you learn, you get educated, and we keep you up with current trends and business opportunities that are in the built environment sector, and to also educate our people, to educate you on ways to live and work in a safe, conducive, and comfortable environment. Yes, my guest for today, if you can see, is already connected and standby, and he's a lecturer in the Department of Pharmacognosy, and is the head of Herbarium and Medicinal Plants Garden Unit. The head Herbarium and Medicinal Plants Garden Unit, Faculty of Pharmacy, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife in Osun State. Osun State is in Nigeria, West Africa. Also, he is the coordinator of Medicinal Plant Club of Obafemi Awolowo University. It's no other person but my good oga, let me put it that way. Both means Ifeoluwa Ogunlowo. Sir, you are welcome on today's episode.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
And what we'll be discussing on today's episode is what I call how urban flower gardens can improve our health and wellness in built areas. How urban flower gardens can improve our health and wellness in built areas. If you listen to that introduction very well of my guest, you will know he's someone that has knowledge and information about flowers. And that's the reason why he's coming up on this episode, to enlighten us and to give us better and tangible information about flowers. How urban flower gardens can improve our health and wellness in built areas. That's our topic for discussion on this episode for today. Okay, let me start this way. Both means Ifeoluwa Ogunlowo, once again, you are welcome on this episode, sir.
Thank you very much, the handball.
Yes, let's start with when you are talking about, because I want us to link in together, talking about urban area. and talking about our health in urban area before we now go to how will flower gardens help to affect, this time positively, our health in urban area. Okay, maybe I should start with this very first question. What is the impact of urbanization on our health?
Well, let me start by explaining what good health and wellness is all about.
Okay.
When you talk about good health and wellness, this is not just the absence of disease. We are talking about a vibrant and a positive state of mind that allows individuals to live their life to a full potential. And WHO also tells us that health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. Now, when you talk about the urban area is an area that has a sense of civilization. And that's why you have classification of urban and rural. In the urban area, you have a good level of civilization, and then you have social amenities, things that can make life very easy. In the urban area, you have pipe-borne water. In the urban area, you have access to electricity. In the urban area, you have good road networks. And all of these things, they have impacts on the environment and the lives we live. In the rural area, there is nothing like, the roads are not touched. So even when vehicles are moving, they move at a very slow rate. You have dust all over the place. And then you have tree covers that can help to trap those dust so that they don't even settle on buildings, because you see the houses that they are built, they are hidden within the forest. But in the built area, you have tarred roads, and when you are even sitting down in your house, you can hear the sound of a vehicle moving in front of the house. Bam, bam, bam. Then you have vehicles honking. You know, the environmental pollution is there, the noise pollution is there, and because of access to electricity, even when there is no power supply, the public one, your neighbor comes up with his generator, and then the pollution and the fumes coming from the generator is there all over the place. Nobody controls that. The noise emanating from the generator is there. Nobody is controlling that. And then you discover that you have a lot of chaos, especially when there is no organization. And that is why this topic is very important. That if you live in an environment, or you live in a built environment in an urban area where the state regulation is not helping as much as you would expect, what are the things you can do for yourself so that you can live in good health and be in a state of wellness? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I love the way you have put it, what urban area is and what the rural area is. To recap what we have just said in three words, or let me say three sentences: environmental pollution, noise pollution, and we can also talk of stress, are very, very available in urban setting. Am I right, sir?
Yeah, very correct.
Those
the
three
stress is very important.
is
Yes.
very important. Those three major things are very, very, very dear when it comes to urban settings. And this affects our awareness. Am I right, sir? Compared to those who live in the rural area and those who live in the urban area. So, and as all this is concerned, we just have to find a way around it to see how. So, like I'm saying, we just have to find a way around it. Are you with me, sir?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, we just have to find a way around it to be able to see how we can take care of all these factors that is affecting, that might affect, and definitely it will affect our health. So that's the major reason why we are bringing this particular topic at this very time on this particular episode for today. Like we all know that the major vision, or let me say one of the mission of this program, the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye, is to see how we humans can live and work in a safe and comfortable environment. Okay, without wasting our time, the impact of urbanization on our earth is what we have just shed light on. I don't know whether you still want to talk further on that, sir.
Well, you've captured everything with those three words or with those three sentences or phrases as I will put them. We talked about the issue of stress, environmental pollution, I talked about noise pollution, which is also under environmental pollution. And all of these things are very important. Understand that there is little, or there is a little, you have less of social connectivity and engagement in the urban center. The ones you have, they are friends of, you have money with you. When you don't have money, you don't see them. You don't have that at the rural area. In the rural area, you are with families, you are with neighbors. Everybody cares about your kids. You know, they correct them. But in the urban area, nobody cares. Even when your neighbor is trying to talk to your children may say, "Sir, you're not our age. Just leave us alone." And so there is this tendency of you want to be on your own. So when the stress builds up, where do you go? That's what we are talking about. You now restoring your urban built area to what it should be. And that's why we're talking about flowers and flower gardens. Because when you build your environment and you interlock everywhere, you concretize everywhere, there is nothing to interact with. The only thing you can interact with is to stare to the sky and look at the cloud and look at the sun.
Your
And
concrete
you
is
cannot
just
look at the
there.
sun. Yes, you cannot look at the sun for too long. And the beauty of your house, the concrete, the pavings, the architectural design, there is a limit to what they can speak to you. And nature has a way of communicating with our minds. And that is why it is not complete, merely in building design. When you see an architectural masterpiece, it is not going to be complete without a very nice ornamental landscape. That's why we'll be talking about the ornamental landscape aspects today. That you need to incorporate an ornamental landscape into your design. You don't just build a house and everything is bare. You cannot even, no plant standing somewhere, no flower vase anywhere,
No green area.
no green area. Everything is just bare.
Everything
all you
is
can
add landscape.
Everything is just
Add landscape.
Yes,
no soft
everything
landscape.
is just no soft landscape.
And sincerely, it is very common in the urban area, especially here in Africa. Is very,
right.
very common. You build house almost everywhere. Although I'm going to treat a topic that is related to that also very soon on this program too. We talk about so many disadvantages when you overbuild. When you build almost every areas of your land,
there should be free areas.
There should be green area. There should be free area and green areas. Something came to my mind as you are talking the other time. You know, you talk about the nature. Do you know all these landscape? They are dead things. They are not living things. But me and you, or let me say, you deal with plants and flowers, so you should be able to tell us all these flowers, all these plants, they are living things.
Yeah, they are living things, and they are the soft landscapes that you have mentioned.
Because
they have a way of talking to you. Because nature is life. Nature breathes life. And when man started living, The way God designed man was that he put man in a garden. That was where life started, according to the Holy Book. He put man in a garden, and he told man to care and tend, for that garden. And man could get everything he wanted to eat in that garden. And that is the kind of philosophy we are trying to imbibe in our people today. That don't just make everything an art landscape. You have the concrete pavings, yes, you painted, you have a nice walkway, fine. You need to include the soft landscapes as well. Have some green area. Have a little setback for you to plant vegetables. Put some flowers that can give you some ornamental kind of appeal. And then once in a while, you just sit in front of your house, or maybe you sit on a reclining chair, and then you can see, look around, and then appreciate the work of God. And when those plants are there, the birds will also come and visit. And then you hear that sound. Then you feel excited. Well, that is another good work, of the Almighty, who has put us in this particular place to care and tend for. So it's very, very important that the environment where we live is complete, so that we can have
complete.
Yes, it's complete.
I love that word, complete.
Yes. And even if you look at the hospitality setting, the hotels, the restaurants, even the bars, they understand this aspect. And that's why when you visit those places. That's why I said even the bars.
Yes.
The bars where people go and the lounge, where people chill and all of that. You see all of these things there. They just want to make sure they incorporate everything, so that even when you are stressed and you are bored, and then you check in, it's not just the room that you have paid for. You have also paid for the environment. And by the time you look at the environment, you see the arrangement of the flowers, you see the way they trimmed it, you see the way they even put the flower vase, just the arrangement, the position, everything. They have a way of communicating, and they have a way of bringing you back to yourself, and such that all kinds of negative tendencies, you find them coming to the minimum. All those suicide tendencies, which are aggravated by stress, whether stress from work or stress from a boss that is not cooperating, or who feels you are not giving your best, or probably you have financial challenges. There's a call from home that a relative is sick, or even your loved one, or maybe it's even the father or mother that's even sick, and you are thinking of how do I get money, how do I survive, and that's why when you go to our hospitals, you always see that the green areas are a basic component.
I was about saying that even apart from the hospitality sector that you make mention of, talking about the bars and the restaurants and co, even our health areas too, like we are talking about now, they also have greenery around.
You have some trees that are providing shade, not just providing shade, they also have as a windbreak. When there is heavy wind, like we had in this part of the world yesterday, you see those trees, they serve as a shelter. They won't allow your roof, like you have spent so much money to erect, they won't allow the roof to go off. So these are all the things that are very important. So it's not just about having it for fun. It serves a lot of purposes. And it is my hope and belief that all our viewers and those who are following this program can learn this as part of what they will incorporate in their current structures, or in the ones they are planning to put up in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So far, so good. Maybe when we go on a very short break now, by the time we come back, you have been giving us already, but by the time we come back, you talk further on so many benefits of urban flower gardens? If you have greenery around us, like we have been saying, what are the benefits? We have been making mention of 1, 2, 3 of it, but by the time we come back from this very short break, I want you to talk more on it. From there, I want to believe some of our viewers will have a rethink, because like I told you before the beginning of this episode, some of my people have told me to engineer flower. Any little thing like this, and he's going to pick that thing, go and grow it in his place, or things like that. So, but I know it's a lot of benefits. Even in the, permit me to say this, in the European world too, they make use of it. In the European world, you don't see them have all the areas.
It's a very important component. It's a very important component of urban areas. You don't just build everything and make it an art landscape. It's essential. Living out in this part of the world, and we have also made it something of ostentation. You feel any house that has flowers, the man living there must be a rich man. That what do I need flowers for as a poor man? No, it doesn't define you as a person. Neither does it talk about your financial status. These are affordable commodities.
That's what I want to even say. It's not that costly.
Yeah, it's not expensive to set up. It's not expensive. And when you enter an environment with all of this incorporated, why do you call my University Africa most beautiful campus? Because of the landscape. Because of the landscape. You know, the art landscapes are there.
A very beautiful one.
Yes, and the design is perfect. Nothing was altered. The mountains were left alone, the valleys were left alone, and everything was just, built along, just to ensure that you have a perfect work of nature. And so that is what we encourage people to do as well. Don't just alter everything that nature has given us without compliments, but then try and add some sense of nature so that you can have an environment that is complete. That is just very important. It's not just for your own wellness, it's also for the wellness of the people around you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Both Nizi Ogunlowo has been my guest for some minutes now, and he has been talking about having flowers around us, why it's very important. And we soon go on a very short break. By the time we come back, we will be talking about benefits. What are the benefits of urban flower gardens? If you are just joining us, you are on to the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye. And our topic for discussion today is how urban flower gardens can improve our health and wellness in built areas. And my guest has been Nizi Ogunlowo. He's a lecturer in the Department of Pharmacognosy and is the head Herbarium and Medicinal Plant Garden Unit, Faculty of Pharmacy, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. We want to go on a short break now. You can start sending in your comments. Share this episode as much as possible so that it can go far, and people around you can also benefit. Your friends can benefit, and your families. And if you have any questions you want to ask, also send in through the comment section. And if you have any contribution, you are welcome. We'll go on a very short break now. Don't touch the dial. We'll soon be back.
Bedrock is an online program with Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio. And on this program, engineer Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio, and other building professionals will come together to provide solutions to issues that are related to construction, engineering, real estate, security, and built environment in general, with the intention of some people live and work in a safe, conducive, and comfortable environment. Join us on Facebook Live every Friday by 4 p.m. on the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye, Farinloye Facebook page. For sponsorship and adverts or inquiries, please call 070 31 37 37 69. Once again, 070 31 37 37 69. The Bedrock on Facebook Live. Join us now and learn from building professionals. Tegri Associate Limited is a registered company with the capacity to give you the best of services. Tegri Associates Limited in a wide range of areas ranging from design, costing, construction, site supervision, development and delivery of homes and public infrastructures. Our team of construction professionals offers a single source solution for all construction related needs, be it restoration, site preparation, facility or infrastructure renovation and the likes. We are also into real estate. We have the experience and personnel to provide the highest quality construction on schedule and within budget. We support clients from project inception to the commissioning of the fully operational facility, transforming clients' dreams into reality, and offer deep professional advices in arriving at the best possible results. Client satisfaction is our ultimate goal, and we serve with integrity and focus. Tegri Associate Limited is registered with CAC Red number 6978970. Head office 30 Olufemi Ajayi Street, College Bus Stop, Ifakuijaye, Lagos State. Osun State Office, House 31, Ifesowapo Quarters, Zone 6, Agric, Oka, Ilefe, Osun State. Telephone 091 66 19 31 14. Website www.tegriassociateltd.com.ng.
Oh yes, we are back from that short break. And this is still the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye. And I still have my guests with me on today's episode. There's no other person but the lecturer himself, a very good organ. Both me, Ifeoluwa Ogunlowo. Thank you once again for joining me on this episode, sir.
Thank you, my host and the presenter.
How urban flower gardens can improve our health and wellness in built areas is what we have been discussing for some minutes now before we go on that very short break. And to go to the concluding part, our guest will be telling us what are the benefits of urban flower gardens to our health. I want to believe by the time you will be able to at least tell us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how many benefits he's going to tell us this very afternoon. I want to believe it will change the mindset of some people, especially those who believe it's for the rich, or those who believe even in the rural areas, we have flowers around, we have natural trees around, and it's doing a lot of benefits to those who are there. And maybe I should say this because my guest said something at the beginning of this podcast. He was like comparing the urban and the rural area. I was now looking at it. We need not affect some people now that will start having the rethink, or maybe they should go back to the rural area.
Well, you can always create your own environment. That's just it.
Thank you.
You can make a rural environment within an urban
environment.
That's the power that God has given us.
And that's where
you can always create your things. Yes.
That's where built environment comes in.
Yes, you can create what you want.
That's
sometimes you can even simulate.
Sure, that's the meaning of built environment.
Yes.
Creating your own environment.
Yes.
You can simulate.
You can even simulate.
So thank you so much. And that's the reason why we have the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye.
Yes.
And very, very, very quickly, I will hand over to our guest now to tell us the benefit. Over to you, sir.
Well, number one, you know we had done some comparison earlier. And one thing you can use your flowers to do, you can use them to create natural barriers, natural boundaries. Okay. You don't have money to erect a fence. You can use your flowers to make a fence between you and your neighbor. That will do a lot in the rural area. When you are in a vast expanse, when you are in a farm, a vast expanse of land, all of a sudden you get to a flower. that should give you an idea that probably this person's property ends here. That thing starts from here. Because they are glaring, they can easily be cited. And that's what we do with it in the rural area. But then come to the urban area, it has an economic benefit, apart from the fact that you can use it as a natural barrier. It also increases the value of your home. Your property increases in value when you have flowers around it, other than a bare environment. Now, I already told you earlier on this program that there is this kind of ostentation that we attach to the availability of flowers in our environment. That people tend to think that because this person has flower in his house, he must be a rich man. So that's what flower does to your property. It makes the value to increase. That when anybody probably want to sell it out or you want to sublet, whenever anybody comes around and you tell the person this is the value of the property, whether for a rent, for a lease, or for sale, they will not argue with you, especially with other things we have put into the space to make sure it is conducive and comfortable for whosoever will be having it. It also helps to reduce noise. Noise tends to be reduced when you have barriers. It can be a wall barrier, it can be a wood barrier. You can also use your flowers. They can also serve as barriers. And then the canopy that your flower will create, whether a small tree canopy or a small shrub canopy, that little canopy they create, they help to absorb that noise pollution that is coming from the adjoining streets, from the honking of the cars that are passing in front of your house or from your neighbor's place. And then you tend to live a good life. So it serves as a filter. Are you getting what I'm saying now?
Yes.
Then it also helps to reduce stress. We talked about stress. You had it and you managed to get to your house. And once you open your door like this, you see this beautiful white flower, with a very, this white petal with a yellow center, just focusing at you. You won't know where the smile will come from. You just smile. And then maybe you are so lucky, naturally. And maybe you are so lucky, there's one bird, very beautiful bird, just sitting on it, just trying to get nectar, doing his own thing. And then you look at it, say, wow. There's this way you just feel that stress will go. And so by the time you open your door and your kids are saying, Daddy, welcome, or Mommy, welcome, you won't transfer aggression on them. Even when you have, they will just see you smiling. And maybe it's your wife, food is not ready. You won't be fighting her. What's the matter? That transfer of aggression from outside will be diffused once you enter your premises, just because you have some nature and flowers around you. People are wondering, that area, there's a factory there. It emits air pollution. I said, no problem. I'm not beside the factory. My house is a little bit far from the factory, but then I know what to do. And what did I eventually do? I made my environment, an environment that is blessed with several ornamental trees and economic trees. These are trees that I can lumber in years and then sow into plants. And then the ornamental trees are there. They give me flowers. They give me shade. And when the air pollution is coming from the factory, they trap it. And then they cannot condense, on my roof or within the compound. So then the air quality is improved because what the company is releasing is carbon monoxide. So, and with oxygen in the atmosphere, as a reaction, it now releases oxygen from me. So you now see that my air quality gets improved because I have been able to manage my environment and make it to be something better. And there are even some plants that you put in your premises that even absorb all the toxic things in the environment. And by the time they absorb all those toxic gases, the carbon dioxide, the carbon monoxide, they absorb everything. And before you know it, you see yourself living healthy and free from whether lung cancer or any other disease that is prevalent in our environment today. So these are some of the things that having flowers within your built area, these are some of the benefits you can get from it. Now, I already talked about two economic benefits. The number one, it can increase the value of your property. Another thing is that when you have it, when you have some ornamental trees, you can lumber them in future. All you need to do is just take permission from the forest department, you lumber it, and then you get small plants that you can use to make a small shift. You know, probably you want to build a small poultry. You don't have to go to the somewhere. Get permission, and then they lumber it in your premises. You get those sizes of plants you need, and before you know it, you have everything you need to do what you want to do. And by the time you planted it, it has served its own purpose. And by the time you are removing it, you are also replacing it, so that you can continue to enjoy the benefits that you had earlier enjoyed. So these are some of the things that, these are some of the advantages that you get when you incorporate greenery into your built area.
There's one, sir, there's one I want you to also tell us about. You have told me once before, talking about these benefits. You talked about a plant. There is a particular plant that can give you a very nice smell in your compound. Are you still with me, sir? Hello?
I'm with you, sir. I'm with you.
Okay. Maybe I should repeat my question. I said part of part of that benefit, there is a benefit I want you to include. You have once told me before that there is a flower that gives a very beautiful smell.
Yes, definitely there are several of them. Very many.
So instead of buying some, you know, I believe there are some air freshener that are not too good, especially for some people that maybe they have asthma or the likes like that. So instead of using air freshener with flowers that have a very good smell.
Yes.
Can you talk about that, sir?
Yes, we have several flowers. We have so many flowers that can help you, and they help to purify the air around you. They also give you very nice odor. And some of them, just the petals alone, meet them around in your compound. And some of these flowers are also used in perfumery. They are used for making perfumes. Yes, they are not just there. They are used, so you now have them growing naturally in your compound. And of course, you also know that you also can use your flower to make a wreath. You have a visitor, you can make a wreath of flowers.
You are very right. You are very right.
Yeah.
So maybe
you have an outdoor event.
Maybe
you have an outdoor event in your house.
Yeah.
You have your canopy. You have put some table cover on the table. You can go around the compound and harvest some flowers, put it in a small vase, and then you are good to go. So there are so many benefits. You can even get a contract. Probably you have a church very close to you. You can approach the church and say, excuse me, every Sunday I'll be supplying you flowers in this church just to decorate your premises. Or maybe it's a worship center or any worship center around you. You know, because you need flowers for worship. They help to bring your mind home so that you can connect with the celestial. So these are some of the things we need to know as far as the economic level that I mentioned. So the benefits are numerous and huge. And I want to encourage all our viewers to take advantage of these things. Drop your questions in the comments section, and those questions will be responded to in due course. Thank you once again.
Let me quickly add this to it. My guest on the program today, both Mr. Farinloye, is a consultant when it comes to what will you call it, sir? Flower.
You talk of landscaping.
Okay. Landscaping. When you're talking about soft landscaping, is a consultant in that area. You want to use flower to decorate your area. You want to use flower, like you said, flowers to decorate your worship centers, event center, and so on and so forth. Anything that have to do like with soft landscaping, you can contact him. Like I told you, when you get to Obafemi Awolowo University, Department of Pharmacology, is the head of Herbarium and Medicinal Plant Garden Unit there. And if you need more information, you can get it via the comment section. And I'm very sure he'll be ready to attend to you as much as you want. And let me say this, my guest is still coming back on the Bedrock with Michael Farinloye in one of our subsequent episodes. We'll be talking about how we can make money from flower gardens, how we can make money from urban flower gardens. Like I've told you on this program several times, not only that we'll be educating us on how to make our environment habitable for us only, we also be opening our mindsets to some business you can also do that are related to building built environment sector, and one of it is making flower gardens, and it gives a lot of money. Am I right, sir?
You are very correct, sir. You can make your money cool. Yeah?
Like
just
my
by keeping your gardens and all of that. So there are several benefits. I'll be glad to come again on the program.
Yeah. Thanks so much for that. Thanks so much for that. Both Mr. Farinloye, a lecturer in the Department of Pharmacology and head Herbarium and Medicinal Plants Garden Unit, Faculty of Pharmacy, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, Osun State. He's the one I've been hosting for some minutes now, and he has been talking to us on how urban flower gardens can improve our health and wellness in built areas. Thank you so much once again for coming on the program. Let me also include this, that he is the coordinator of Medicinal Plants Club of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, Osun State. Once again, I'm glad to have you on the program today. And I know very soon we'll call you again to come and talk about how we can make money from flowers. Now I've learned a lot from him. So, and it's just for our viewers. It's now left to you to also join us to learn from him. He's a man, let me use this, he will permit me to use this language. He's a man of small body but big engine. So my regards to everyone around you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, this is where we will be calling it a day on this episode again for this Friday. Another day is next Friday. 4 p.m. will be here again. to dish it out with another fresh episode on the Bedrock with Mike Farinloye. Start sending in your comments. You have the questions, you have inquiries you want to make, and you also want to make contributions via the comment section. You are free to do that. Till we meet again next Friday, 4 p.m. West African time, I still remain my humble self, Michael Omowale Farinloye, also known as your engineer already. Till we meet, bye for now.
The Bedrock is an online program with Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio. And on this program, engineer Michael Farinloye, your engineer on radio, and other building professionals will come together to provide solutions to issues that are related to construction, engineering, real estate, security, and built environment in general, with the intention of some people live and work in a safe, conducive, and comfortable environment. Join us on Facebook Live every Friday by 4 p.m. on The Bedrock with Michael Farinloye Facebook page. For sponsorship and adverts or inquiries, please call 070-31-37-37-69. Once again, 070-31-37-37-69. The Bedrock on Facebook Live. Join us now and learn from building professionals.